What's up, guys? I just watched Gunpowder Milkshake, and I wanted to give you my 2 cents on the movie before I fall asleep. I was up late watching this movie. Don't ask me why. And straight out the gate, I just want to let you know that there's going to be a lot of spoilers as I continue on. So if you have no problem with spoilers, then don't click away. All right, without further ado, let me get into it. Start with the synopsis. This movie is highly forgettable, so I don't remember anybody's names. But I will just do the best I can. All right. So Karen Gillan's character, who is the main character, as a little girl, she sees her mom kill somebody in a diner. Her mom, after killing that person, goes on the run. She no longer sees her mother again. But surprise, she grows up to be just like her mother, and the movie catches up with her basically being an assassin. Uh, from being an assassin, she kills a group of people, one of which is the son of a very powerful man. That person now wants to kill her. Now they go to the agency and they say, yo, who killed this person? He's like, yo, she's under my protection. But then she disobeys a direct order. She loses a bunch of money. She should have got the money, but she loses the money in order to save a little girl. Now all the men in the movie are trying to kill her. And so, surprise, she has to go to these women who have to save the day, and she gets to kill everybody. That is the plot of the movie. I know it sounds incredibly stupid. Here's the issue that I have with the movie. The movie seems like it doesn't seem like its own movie. It seems like a knockoff of John Wick, except with a woman instead of Keanu Reeves. And it also feels like kind of a knockoff of Hotel Artemis. Both better movies. Hotel Artemis wasn't that good, but it was better than this movie. The other problem I have is this movie, nothing in this movie feels earned. In John Wick, we get the feeling that he's war weary. He's tired of having to kill all these people and he's being dragged back in. We get the feeling that he's been doing this for a long time. And even though there's no action in the beginning of John Wick, the suspense that leads up to him fighting, we get the feeling that this man is going to wreck shop when he gets to hurting people, because we're like, oh man, this dude's a legend. With Black Widow, a movie I didn't like, we've seen the Avengers films, and we see even in the beginning of the movie when she's on the run, we're like, oh, she's been at this for a while and she's very good at it, and she's tired of it. She's war weary. With Karen Gillan's character, we don't get that feeling. We don't get the feeling of why is she so strong? Did she have intense training that no one else had? I assume that all these men are assassins as well. Why can't they fight with her? Why can't they even, like, with both of her arms incapacitated, 3 men can't fight her? Nothing feels earned. Her exhaustion from her job doesn't feel earned. The relationship with their mom doesn't feel earned. It just feels like they're dumping a bunch of information at us. And this is before I get into any of the identity politics that play a role in this movie. And I thought it could have been worse. I actually thought Black Widow's identity politics were worse, but the issues I have is that it seems that producers these days don't know how to make movies with strong women without making the men complete idiots. You'll notice that all of the good guys in this movie are women, and all the bad guys in this movie are men. All the men are highly incompetent, except Paul Giamatti's character, who is mildly incompetent. And all of the men kind of can't be trusted at all. And there's an issue with overcorrection. There's no doubt that movies back in the day downplayed their female characters. There's no doubt that the female characters were just used as motivation for the male character. Oh, she's kidnapped. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. The thing that these movies do, they do the same thing. They just make someone else the kidnappee. So if the woman's the protagonist, they'll make another woman get kidnapped, or a little girl get kidnapped. This movie also follows the same beats as the Harley Quinn movie, where you take somebody who's not necessarily a good person, and then you put some men on the opposite side, and oh, they're good because men are bad. The identity politics needs to stop because it's overcorrecting itself, and you're making movies that are incompetent, incoherent, and borderline unwatchable. aside from the identity politics, there were major issues with direction, the way that action direction one, the action scenes look very fake. I thought, to my surprise, the older women, their action scenes looked much better than Karen Gillan's, who's younger, and she's in the MCU, but she looked so unfluid. Like she didn't rehearse the scenes. It almost looked like the fight scenes from the first season of Iron Fist, where she doesn't know what she's supposed to be doing, and they just filmed it in really, really slow motion and sped the scene up. Like the first scene where she's fighting with this briefcase full of money, and it looks horrible. It looks like one of those Saturday morning cartoon fight scenes where it's just like punch, punch, kick. And then it's to the point where she gets both her arms incapacitated and she's still beating up a bunch of men. And it's almost comical because she's able to shoot a gun without using her hands, and she kind of just like slings her arm around to shoot a gun. And it's like, yo, this has been done before. All of this stuff has been done before. These scenes where it's like, look how badass they are. So this whole one-upmanship of just picking the most ludicrous thing possible it's stupid, right? Like they did a better job with Old Guard showing, oh, this woman is strong, she can beat anybody, but then they made it more believable. Anyway, I don't want this review to get too long because this movie was too long. If I had to give this movie a grade, I'm gonna give it a D plus. I don't really think it's worth watching, but if you got time to kill, no pun intended, then go ahead and give it a watch. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. All right, bye-bye.